Hello everybody, John here, and today on To The Garage we're just having a quick look at the Tonneau cover bag and Tennax fasteners. Secrets of the XK8. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat. I've been getting a few questions about the tonneau cover and various associated things recently, and none of them are very difficult, etc, etc. So it just spurred me on to thinking we should have a little chat about it. So one of the key differences between an X100 or steel-bodied XK8 convertible and an X150, the aluminium-bodied one, is on a steel-bodied car we don't have a permanent cover for the hood when it's folded. On the X150, the aluminium car, the later car after 2006, there is a flip-up cover that comes down and covers over the hood, and that is brilliant and something that I would really like to have, but it's not an option with an X100. So instead we have a soft cover that covers this up, unless you've purchased one of the aftermarket fiberglass hood covers that fits over all this and neatens it up immensely and adds little humps to match the backs of the seat rests, and yeah, it's all very elegant. But then that's a little more of an issue for storage in your boot. So swings and roundabouts. The hoods on our cars don't actually fold down completely flat because of the framework that is in the hood mechanism to make the window seal properly. And this curve in the front edge of the hood is the main culprit in bringing this point too high to go down flat, and hence no deck cover. Now many people, me included, will drive around happily with no tonneau cover on their hood, or tonneau cover as I was corrected correctly. So what's the reason for having it? What's the issue? One is just neatness. If you're going to leave your hood off for any period of time, then the car looks a lot smarter with the tonneau on. Two is the headlining is relatively a delicate material, and the action of the wind will shake it and rattle it and eventually stretch it, and it'll get a little bit stained because not all of us live in pristine environments with very clean air, all that sort of good stuff. And my car, you know, it gets used, it's in dusty environments, you've got dust settling on an interior surface of the car essentially. So the tonneau is there to tidy that up, protect the hood, make it look pretty, all that sort of good stuff. In the event of a shower, because the interiors of our cars were sort of planned to get a little wet, not soaked but a little wet, the leather surfaces or Alcantara or wherever you've got will survive a little bit of rain. This less so. And another thing to consider is there's this very large area here where water can start to go in, and if you did get caught out in a shower, then you can drive through it with your hood off, because most of the rain flips straight over the top, but you might find water starting to collect in here, and that will start to soak the backs of your speakers. It will get to the hydraulics for the hood, and it's just not a very good idea. So again, the tonneau is going to give you a lot more protection for this area if you have a little bit of a shower. For those of you who've got coupes, you may not be aware that the rear seats in a convertible are actually smaller than even those in your coupe. The difference is just the rake of the back seat. It's a lot more vertical in a convertible, and in a coupe it would come back to around about here. So you have got a different look and feel to the rear seat. And the rear seats on the convertible do include these poppers, which are to aid in keeping the tonneau neat when it's in place. And these basically little balls, spheres I should say, on sticks screwed in, are the base or pin of a Tennax fastener. And a Tennax fastener is a beautiful hood attachment system. It's one of the more expensive of the actual hood poppers, if you like, and with good reason. There's a nice bit of mechanism in there, and it will not let go accidentally. I've had a couple of questions recently that have been, can you get a bag for your hood tonneau? Which is easy, but a little awkward to answer in that, yes, every single XK8 came with one. So if you haven't got one, it's got lost over time. It wasn't an option, it came with. This is mine, this is an original. Some of them are cream. They're all in vinyl rather than leather. So yeah, if you haven't got one, I've not looked, but I'm sure you'll be able to buy them aftermarket or OE, or indeed just get one made up by somebody who's good at this sort of stuff locally to you, because it's hardly a difficult looking thing to make. I'll just give you a close-up on the stitching and the flap. 3 poppers, normal type of popper. The rest of it is just a rectangular bag. It is 55 by 85 centimeters, give or take. And yeah, if you want to make one up yourself, do so. Single-handed popper operation here. So that just sits in the well of my boot. Some people put them underneath the boot floor, with the boot floor sat a little higher. Okay, so that's my tonneau removed from its bag. And one of the reasons I thought about doing this video is I wanted to have a good look at my tonneau. There's a couple of things I need to do in terms of repair on it. So it's vinyl, not leather. It's lined, very similar materials to the hood lining. You can see the actual 3 layers there. There's a wired edge here and some soft beading along here, and we have the Tennax fasteners. Now this fastener is not original to the car. This is one I fitted because the original was missing. Tennax is a brand name. It's a British manufacturer, and the reason it's so good at what it does is you've got to lift this knob in the middle independently of the base, and that opens some claws inside the bottom, allowing this to release the sphere that it's been plugged into. You can push the Tennax straight on, but to remove it, you have to lift this. So it doesn't matter how hard you tug on that bit, it ain't coming off. You've got to tug the knob to get it off. They are fitted and removed very engineer styly rather than sort of seamstress styly. There's 2 holes here that you can put circlip pliers into and spin this around. It's a threaded washer basically. It threads onto the bottom half and that just pushes out of an 10mm hole in the tonneau. You can actually get a thing called a Tennax key. I do own one, but I can't lay my hands on it right at the moment. It's got 2 pins to undo these, and it's got a little claw in case your fingers aren't in good condition, let's say, to stick underneath these and pull easily to lift the little Tennax top. So that's the classic Tennax, but not original to the car. If I show you the other one, interestingly, this one is original to the car. It's a genuine Tennax, but the design is different. It's got a lifting loop, so it's just easier to pull. And you can see I have some damage on my tonneau. That was always there since I've had the car, so this will need repairing. It's been torn at some stage. Somebody's obviously not known how to get the tonneau off and got excited and pulled and pulled and pulled at it. But I'll have to look at reinforcing that area and repairing it. I'll share that in another little video with you soon. We've also got 3 pegs of what holds the tonneau down to the front edge of the boot lid. And what they should look like is a plastic peg with a little top hat shaped grommet on either end. In my car, these have been replaced by little wooden dowels painted black. So they do the job, they're absolutely fine. That one's sliding out, but they are not right. So I will have to do something about that because me. What you don't want to have is a metal part here, because if you did slam it in the boot lid, it might do some damage. This is what holds the back edge of the tonneau cover in place. It's a really good design actually. And then I showed you 2 poppers on the backs of the seats. We've got the poppers just here. I thought I'd give you a quick demonstration of how the hood tonneau is fitted. So into my boot, grab my tonneau, spread it out across the rear deck of your car, and the Tennax fasteners go on first just because they're so easy to apply and they locate everything and position everything else so easily. So you just slide a Tennax fastener on, tuck the side of the hood down, then there's a popper going on the back of the mini headrest in the back seat. Tuck the hood down inside the bodywork, pull back a little bit so that these toggles are kind of where the boot lid's going to shut. Pop round to the other side. Again, pop your Tennax fastener on because it's going to position everything perfectly. Pull this down the back and pop it on the back of the headrest. And these little gadgets here are going to be trapped beneath the boot lid. So you shut your boot lid and hey presto, the back edge of the tonneau is clamped. Now there are two schools of thought for this last bit. One is that the tonneau fits, just get rid of a wrinkle, like that, on top of the bodywork. And the other one is that it fits inside the bodywork. And there isn't any instruction that says this is what to do. My personal opinion is that probably looks neater, at least while the car is stationary. But it's quite likely to do a little bit of that while you're driving. So I tend to tuck mine in. And this thing really doesn't move around very much. You'd imagine it flaps, but for whatever reason, it really doesn't. So I tuck mine in just so I don't scuff the bodywork. And those who don't like this method would say, oh, well, that means water would run in. I would go, yeah, but if it was really that bad, I'd be parked and taking it off and putting the roof back on anyway. So it very much is, which one do you fancy? My tonneau has been folded in its bag in the boot. Others roll theirs. If you roll your tonneau, sort of that way, then you'll get less of these sort of wrinkles, but you'll take up a lot more space in your boot. So again, I don't think there is a right way of doing this. I just think it's a personal preference thing. And that's about it for this quick Secrets of the XK8. Those of you who have been watching the videos in one order will know that one of the current fleet of vehicles has moved on. It's not Purdy. Purdy's still here. But one of them has moved on. I won't spoil that one for you, but there's a video out about that. We have also replaced that vehicle in the fleet, so it's moved over to make space for something else interesting. And I'm not going to reveal quite yet what that is, but for the regulars and real petrol heads amongst you, I'm going to give you a few clues which you may be able to work out what it is from your knowledge of me and my preferences. What else is going on in my world, maybe, I don't know. And these few clues. A, it's a 2017 car, so by my standards, really quite new. Clue 1, it's a 2017 example. And by my standards, that makes it quite new. Clue 2, it's the only unmodified, completely standard car I have ever bought that has a boost gauge. Clue 3, it's also the only unmodified standard car I've ever bought that has a G meter, as in G-force. And clue 4, at idle it sounds like this. So I hope that's got the little grey cells a spinning, and I hope to see you all soon on To the Garage. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.